Hello and welcome to Farthest Frontier. Well, I'm just having a look around to see where we're up to because I'm really keen to upgrade the town centre. But I must admit we've got quite a lot of requirements here. We need 1,200 gold ingots. Well, we're nowhere near that. I mean, I've got 52 in there. Yeah, we've only got 7 in the trading post, so we're not at a point when a long way off being able to produce our own gold ingots. I mean, we do have a gold mine down here. It's always not, yeah, but there's still quite a bit left. So we can at least produce the ore, but you need to be able to upgrade to the next tier, basically. I'll have a look at the building menu, go to resources. You need to be a tier 3 to be able to produce that foundry, and the foundry can then produce the iron ingots and the gold ingots, for example. But yeah, it's a lot. I mean, clay won't be as difficult, but it's the 1,200 gold ingots, and you also need 150 people. But these houses also, you need 25 of them. These houses that have to be homesteads. So some of them have been upgrading, and I can see some of them have kind of got the desirability. They're almost at 30% that could potentially be upgraded. The only trouble is that they tend to complain of things like, well, that is a homestead. Let's have a look. That's a shelter. So I need 2 types of food, and food seems to be a bit of a problem at the minute. If I was just having a look at, I mean, the consumption, it's saying that's how much protein we're producing, 1401, but we're consuming 1506. We're just not keeping up on protein at the moment. So that's a problem. I mean, I have introduced a barn down here, but you've got to buy the actual cows. You've got to start breeding your own cow. So I'm going to have a bit of a look around and see if I can find any more areas where I can introduce hunting cabins. Maybe we can get some more from there. I mean, we've got some sort of fishing huts, but at the moment we're in winter. So the trouble is the little ponds that we've got, they tend to freeze over during the winter anyway, so there's not much I can do with those. But if I can find some more hunting grounds, I should be able to add in extra hunters and then start to get meat from there. Once we get the actual barn up and running, we should be fine. But we've got to start somewhere. I mean, there's a one that's, yeah, it's all the way out here. That's a long way away. There's another one over there, I suppose. Nah, not seeing anything particularly close by. I mean, there are supposedly some boars here, so I could try that. Of course, boars are a lot more aggressive than a deer is. You can hover over that. Provides meat, hide, and tallow if it's butchered by a hunter, so the hunter has to be able to handle it. That's the only catch. I mean, it is winter. I'm just going to speed this back up to normal speed. I think we'll put a hunter in here. So we want food production, then we want a hunting cabin. So spin that around a bit. And I'll put the actual, I think I'll put the cabin there, because I mean, you can change the actual coverage, you know, where it goes to in terms of where they actually do their hunting. I'll have to get a road in here to make it a bit easier to get backwards and forwards, but just get to prioritize that. I mean, we've got absolutely 0 logs. That's no good. Better get them chopping trees down. There's plenty inside there. The place we can do that. Just get them to chop all these down. Why not? So let's see. I'm on 108 of 108 people. So let's see. We've got a reasonable amount of labourers just doing nothing essentially. Now, somebody looks as though they're not well, so I'm going to drop somebody, put somebody back, just for the sake of, well, while they're while they're ill and being taken care of. Yeah, so they've gone off to, so they need medical attention. So, just having a look around. I mean, we've got a vault to be built, but that needs iron ingots. I can't really get any further than that. We'll have to buy that from a trader. See when I can find a trader who'll sell me some. I mean, at least we've got bread coming in. So we're now producing bread. One thing we're not doing, I don't think we're doing flax. So I think while it's winter, I'm just going to pause this. I'm going to start juggling things around a bit. Because the trouble is trying to keep the crop fields aligned. I think these must be the wheat ones. Yeah, they're the wheat ones, they're the vegetable ones. So I think rather than peas and beans, take that one out, and I'll get them to flip to. I'll get a farmer in because there's a lot of weeds in there, and they'll be able to deal with the weeds. I'll also get them to do some flax, so they're finished on that season. So I'll get the farmer back in again. Then we'll do flax. So flax doesn't have much tolerance for frost. So I mean, what I could do, I suppose I could move that out a bit. That might be an idea. That has 0 tolerance for frost. So let's move the buckwheat out as well a bit. Yeah, let's do that. So might be a bit too far. I think we'll see over time. So they were going to be doing peas and beans. So this field should be one of the first to start doing this then. So it's just a bit of a juggling act, because sometimes you get caught out by cold snaps, either early on or late, where you'll get like a sudden drop in temperature during the autumn or something, or the spring will last a bit, you know, it'll take a bit longer for the spring. So yeah, there's quite a bit of juggling to do. There's quite a few people are complaining about the conditions. I mean, we've got the compost yard over there. I can't put any more people in there though, so relying on just them. Now that's a thought. Ah, there isn't an entry point. Ooh, yeah, that could be an issue then. They're going to have to literally wander a long distance. So that's probably not a good idea. Let's just get them to do... I can get them to do a... I don't know why this happens, but sometimes like, the computer freezes up after a few seconds of after the game has started for some strange reason. Right, so what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to take a bit of a gamble here. There's always the potential we might get attacked. So we'll just select that feature, knock down the palisade there, and I'll get them to run a wall. The reason I'm putting it there is just because there's at least a defensive tower keeping an eye on the place. And the only trouble is, yeah, it's frustrating that you've got to, when you build a road, it's got to be a minimum sort of distance. With other games you can just say build it right there and on that specific spot, but you can't. Not this one for some strange reason. It insists on a minimum size road. And that's obstructed by another road. Okay. So the road's obstructed by a road. Right, so we'll put a gate in there. And that's going to be prioritized. So hopefully that'll help. get the compost sorted out, get somebody to come in early now. I noticed they're complaining about desirability because the desirability is going down for some reason. Now the healer hasn't been paid and there's nobody actually working in. Right, okay, so in which case I'm going to have to... We're not too far off when the traders are going to turn up, so hopefully... Yeah, I just don't have enough money. I mean, I could transfer all of that gold out. Let's see if there's enough, because I mean, they need to be paid, but there's all the defense towers as well. So that's a challenge. I'm relying on having to be able to sell things through the trading post. Speaking of which, looks like somebody's actually turning up now. So hopefully we'll be able to sell something off. And then we'll be able to then make some money to keep this ticking over, because we're not making enough money at the moment to be able to do that. So, I mean, I can sell some of these herbs off. So I'll sell all of those off. That's going to get me 200 gold. Just sell the stone as well while I'm at it. So that's pretty good. Hold on. So yeah, I want to sell 200. It depends. He's only got 1,159. That's why. I was wondering. I'm thinking he has. Why can not sell him more? And yeah, it's because he just doesn't have enough money. Right, that'll do. So in which case, I mean, what can we buy from him? I mean, nothing's jumping out here. Yeah, I think we'll just wait for the next one to turn up. They usually all turn up around about the same time anyway. They're not too far apart. Yeah, food stocks are low. So I mean, we've got quite a bit of bread, root vegetables. So as we get through the year, we should start to see more of those being produced. Whoa, truth. That doesn't spook you. I don't know what will. Let's see our right. Our hunter's in place. So I'm assuming when it said the predator is sighted, I'm assuming it's referring to the to a bow. Oh, man. It's frustrating this with all these steep places that you keep running into. Right, we're on the road to there for now. I mean, they changed this since I originally played it when it first came out, which now you can't build sort of like cobbled roads, for example, until you get to the next tier, so that's a bit frustrating. Let's just run that there, that'll do. Yeah, because if you have cobbled roads, I mean the dirt roads speed help them, you know, go a bit faster, but it's the cobbled roads which do better. So, oh, it's a bear. Jeez Louise, it's worse than I thought. At least they're getting stopped out by the defense tower. Yeah, that's better. So we've got our palisade, so that should help him, because they can now get into this building a lot easier. So they're still complaining of not enough. Let's transfer some more gold over to here. So that's up to 100. Oh, Struth, 11 raiders, that's not good. Man, so I didn't have enough problems. Right, so we'll see how they cope, because I've got buildings on the outside and they do attack them. That's the only problem, they'll attack any storage facilities you've got. So we'll just have to see how well the walls hold up. Ooh, festering wounds, that sounds bad. Ew. Oh, that's probably because they got hit by the it's a thought. Can I put anybody back in there? Doesn't seem I've got anybody qualified to do the job. That's frustrating. Because it needs somebody with a certain education. Right, so where were these people attacked? Oh, hold on. Oh, that's the person who was attacked. I was thinking, what? How did they get in? It's quite possible it could not go the gate down. There's a lot of them. There's 11 of them. Jeez Louise. Yeah, they're attacking the root cellar. So they managed to break through the gate. But there's two defense towers to keep them busy. I mean, they're going to be heading for probably the trading post. Try to steal things. So hopefully they can take that one out before. Right, okay, so that's it. That's it. That's over. Right, for you. Right, I have to get them to rebuild that. So that's going to need about 6 logs. So I seem to be doing not too bad. It's the gold that I'm bothered about. I need to be able to sell more things. Realistically. So at the moment we've just got Scory, so I mean I could sell him some more gold. I'm not in that big of a rush. I mean I've got quite a bit now, which is quite good. Food wise. I think we'll just leave it for now and see how we'll see how all these fields do. There wasn't that much in the root cellar anyway. No idea why we've got beans in there. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Speaking of things that don't make sense, I'm not seeing a granary here. So the granary is used to store wheat and grain. Well, wheat and flour, so to build that there. Right, let's have a look and see what we got. So 5 came in, 4 got killed. So it was the 11. So we actually got 2. We got hit twice. It's like, jeez Louise. I think it gets like progressively worse as well, because the thing is we've got all these palisades up to try and keep them out. I mean, ideally I'd like to have a defense tower, like 2 of them, basically next to any entry point. The only trouble is, yeah, it costs you money to maintain all this. What are these up to? So they're going to start producing wheat, so they're going to start producing flax, and they're going to start producing the buckwheat. Right, let's speed this up a bit. A bit of a priority on that. Put a bit of a priority on that because I want this up and running, because I want somewhere to store the actual wheat. Now actually that's a thought. Can I get a road down there? Yeah, I'll give them a road to work with. It's a bit of a pain because it interferes with the... Hold on. We've got 2 cows. I'll have to look back. I don't remember if I actually bought 2. I would have thought you've got to have at least 2 cows to do any breeding, but they're usually pretty expensive, I must admit. That's interesting if you just need one cow and that's it. Who cares about science? It's a case of it saves you money. Right, so that needs 24 plank stuff. Who knows? Breaking their legs. So, who is she and what should she do? She's a tanner. How did you break your leg? How does a tanner break their leg? I mean, if you open up mines, people get injured. I get that, but a tanner? I mean, did she like fall in the van or something? Unless she was injured while the raiders were coming along, and she just happened to, you know, she just had to wait a while before the healer turns up to give them their snake oil. I love that. Oh, hold on. So you've been attacked. So what are you hunting? Oh, you're a forager. So you're a forager and you've been attacked by something. What the heck's attacking you? Oh, what's a bet? It's a bear. Oh, Ubar. Annoying creature. I mean, we're well past spring. It's wandered off anyway. Right, that's better because the granary is better suited to storage. So they'll be putting the grains into here, and then anything that the bakery produces can get stored into. Well, not the bakery. Hold on, that's the bakery. So we've got the windmills turning out grain into flour. So yes, that makes sense to it makes sense to have the granary there then. I mean, 6 and 2 3s because the fields have quite a distance to go, but makes sense, I suppose, to put these closer to the actual fields themselves, which I could do. I mean, I could move them down here, for instance. The only thing I've got to bear in mind is I've got to expand this out. We're up to like 108 people. Speaking of people, I only remember being told about one trader turning up, so that's a pain. I'm going to have to wait until next year for another trader. Trouble is, I keep getting distracted because of you get bear attacks, you get raider attacks. Building is periodic and could be paid, so its functions are being halted. What, again? Okay. Right, let's transfer that out, try and get somebody back in there, because I've got to keep these people alive, basically, that's the plan. Right, so that's... Oh, hello. There's plenty going on here to sort of keep me distracted, like problems. I mean, to be honest, people will get on with it themselves anyway, but I think what I'm going to do is, I mean, there's some iron over there, and there's some iron there. That's 787... It's only 86 there, so that could be a quick fix to get out of the way of those deer. I mean, I may as well get something, because the idea is I can't turn this into anything at the moment anyway, but I could sell it. So if we build an iron mine, so there's iron there. Now, one thing I've noticed with these is you don't have to necessarily place them on top of the mine. You just have to be reasonably close by. So I think I'll plunk that one down there. No, it's too short a distance. Fair enough. Let's run it from there to there then. So we've got 25 people with nothing really to do, so that's alright. So we're quite covered there. Right, 7. Right, okay, we'll take another 7 people on. Now the housing quality for them is not going to be as good. Because they're going to be outside probably the reach of the market, for instance. But one of the challenges, if you want to upgrade your town, is you need 150 people. I don't remember it being that high when I first played this, I must admit, but never mind. At least I can keep adding more houses, and at some point I'm going to have to start really seriously thinking about moving, moving the, because at the moment I'm just running the core stuff down the centre line, but I'm going to have to start juggling around. You have to, if you want a really big town, you're going to have to like have quarters, like a market that serves a certain quarter of the city. Looks like we've got some compost we can take advantage of. So there's at about 51% fertility, so we'll put it on that one for now. So that seems a bit better. At least we don't have any warnings about a lack of, sanitary problems now. That's probably just because I opened up that gateway for them. So there's a lot of water just going to waste over there, but we'll pick it up eventually and put it into storage somewhere. So I still don't have any ingots to finish off this vault. No. Wow, that's a lot of stone. Didn't realise I had so much stone. Ah, it's interesting. So we've got some willow bushes over there which we could use for baskets. That's a thought. I wonder. Not so much the resources as the profession. So we don't have a weaver. So that's something I could start to introduce, because we're actually going to be growing flax. So I really should be getting them to build a weaver. So it come under, no, it doesn't come under services. There's a rat catcher, school, a healer's house. So it's. So what level do you get the weaver? Soap, candle shop. Right, so there's a weaver there. So yes, they'll take the flax. I mean, I've got enough planks, but they'll turn that into clothing. So that makes sense to get a weaver then. I don't know if I can squeeze that in anywhere down here. I mean, there's no harm putting it up here, actually. No! Not again! Oh, foobar. It's the one thing I do not like here. Right, so let's see what they're going to achieve, if anything, trying to flatten that place. But if I put a weaver up there, they should be able to start turning the flax into something. I must admit there's nowhere close by for storage for these. Probably makes more sense to put the storage down there. Actually, I thought I could have put it there. Can I fit that in there? Yeah, let's spin that one around. We'll put it. Ah, hold on. What's the desirability? Do they? Yeah, it's pretty much neutral, so I think we'll be okay just leaving that there then. Right, so we'll put our weaver there. So what do we got going for us in terms of storage? So they can store clothing. So that's the stockyard. So the stockyard. I can find one. There. So that's the base materials. Now the storehouse is pretty much anything and everything, so it makes sense to put a storehouse there then. Yeah, let's put a storehouse in here. Fit that in there. Let's put that there. So if they build that out, we'll then have somebody to actually start producing clothing. Because if you go to this happiness thing, it's a case of not doing so well on the shoes. Or the clothes. I mean, there's different types of clothes we can do. The flax ones are going to be the linen type. That looks a bit weird. But the yeah, they'll produce linen clothes, but it's the tanner here. If I can find it. Where's the tanner gone? There. So the tanner produces the heavier hide coats, which is better for better for the winter and better for like the hunters to be able to defend against attacks. So anywho, hopefully that should help around here, because this can store practically anything. I don't want to store anything expensive related to gold, for instance. Weaponry. Because I can put certain types of weapons in the vault, for example. So if anybody breaks, if anybody breaks into this place, you can store it in the vault. The vault's more secure. Right, so going into the winter. Now what are we doing? So storage-wise, we've got a redonkulous amount of arrows. Water is just ridiculous. So that's one of the problems, water. When usually they'll go running around like headless chickens to put fires out, and you end up with all this water lying around, and it usually ends up being stuck in these storage buildings, and then they start complaining they're full because there's not enough room for anything except all the water they've got there. Anyway, clothing. So 27 clothes. We've got 2 linen clothes. We produced 320 flax. Well, at least we've got 320 flax. I don't know exactly how much got produced, but 389 was estimated out of a possible 840. Just because there's just so many weeds. So hopefully that'll get helped a bit by that. Oh, hold on. Everything's now getting attacked by predators and deer. I'm gonna have to do something about. There's a bear wandering around here somewhere. I don't think there's any bear dens. You get wolf dens, for instance, but right. So I've had another cow born, so we're now up to 3 cows. Herd size, yeah, leave it at 10. And you've got options to slaughter them, enable milking. Well, I don't really have that many, to be honest. I'm not too fussed. But what they're complaining is of lack of food, so they're stuck. Well, a reasonable area to go around looking around in. We've got we've got vegetables and grain in there. Well, anyway, so that field is going to be doing the buckwheat this year. They're going to be doing the normal wheat, and they're going to be doing this season's flax. So the farmer, the farmer's supposed to help get rid of the rocks as well as the weeds. Now the clover is supposed to improve the fertility, but also to help suppress the weeds. That's why I'm running periods where we actually just grow quite a lot of clover. So we'll see how they do. I mean, obviously, if we can get the weed levels down, it'll be all the better. So just out of curiosity, we'll have a look and see. So that one's at about the right point at the moment. So it's saying we're getting like a target soil bonus of 10%. 10%. So the target, so the target's 10%. So to do that, we need to add some clay. That pushes it in that direction. So if we add sand, so they're not quite there. It's there at the minute. Okay. So that one's okay. It's actually achieved 10%. So that one hasn't. So if you add clay, go in that direction. That one's not getting a bonus, so if we take it, doesn't seem to impact it with it being clover. maybe. Oh, that's because it's the farmer. Duh. you can't exactly improve the crop improvement for a farmer, can you? Right. Now that we've got somebody here. Yes, this could be useful if we can get a lot more linens. We can then start selling those off and making a profit. I'll keep a bit of a stock of candles because the candles are useful, especially later on for cheering people up. But I'll keep some in stock so that I could sell them off at a later date. I would have liked a better deal now. Hold on. Alright, yeah, I don't actually have any in stock to sell to her. Let's keep that ticking over. We'll do the same with the wooden planks as well. I'm gonna struggle to buy anything this year. There's nothing I'm really seeing. Ah, yeah. I would have liked the metal ingots, but they're at a high price. We'll wait and see what the next trader offers. Assuming I can pay attention. So there is what? A lack of food stocks are low. Okay. I mean, there's no real rush for that vault, I must admit. At least not at the moment, because I thought we did manage to hold them off for quite a while. Even 11 raiders, we did keep them held off for quite a while. Right, so I think what we'll do is we'll move them out of there, because I think I've seen them wander quite a bit. I find it very difficult to sort of like find any of these actual boars. Like, it's easy to spot the deer. Go over to the deer, just click on deer, they're all highlighted. If I do that and look for the boar, right, so one has turned up, that makes a difference. Normally I can never see them. So that's going to get you 4 boar at a time. Okay, that's pretty good anyway. So I've got that going. So I think somebody was complaining of something. I think it was just food spoilage. I think they were just saying that something had spoiled. Unable to find storage space. So who's running out? This one here. So this is the Fletcher. Yeah, the problem is to me, I think they're producing too many arrows. There's not as big a demand for the arrows. So I think I'm going to crank this up to a higher level so they'll produce more bows than they produce arrows and see how that goes. But we're up to 116 of the 150 that we need. And I'm 6 behind on that. Because part of the problem with this, I mean, if I have a look at the desirability, even if they get above like 30%, they've still got to meet. Food tends to be the bottleneck. Now that one they're saying it's the desirability. Now that's a thought. What we could do. Have I missed the second trader? Boobar. That's frustrating. Right, I wonder if we can... Can I fit that park in yet? Oh, yes, that was the reason I could never get that in. It was the just slope problem, isn't it? Yeah, that was... now I remember I couldn't flatten... As I'm looking, I'm thinking, why have I not got this big... like square to help improve desirability, because that has a big impact. I mean, when the game first came out, you could build a pub. They've since moved that over to tier 3, whereas you used to bring that in and it really boosted the desirability. So that's a bit annoying. That I've got to keep waiting for this to get sorted. I mean, it's not like a flat area. It's a very quite hilly area. So I'll just wait for them to finish that bit off there and see if that's solved my problems, or whether it's going to be one of these things where I'm going to keep trying multiple times before it eventually decides, yes, that's flat enough. Come on. Yes, build that. Right, so we'll put that. As you can see, I mean, that it pushes 39 and 39. Ooh, wow, even out here. So at the moment there's this house here. It's what, 29%?
Motion detected at the front door.
If we bring this in, it's going to push it up to 42%. So I'm going to bring it a bit closer. Yeah, we'll bring it a bit closer, and then we'll get them to build that, because that will affect ones further away to the right as well. Right, so that needs 500 gold. Jeez Louise. Ah, if only I hadn't missed that trader. Right, okay, let's transfer. Push that up to 600. And prioritise that. So it's, these sort of buildings seem to be good enough to put to improve things. So like you get a boost from the market, that pushes up the desirability. So does the healer, has an effect as well. That seriously pushes it up. But yeah, you need 500 gold, and that's usually enough to get me to the next tier. Except for the fact that I've noticed you need 1200 gold and 150 villagers. Yes, that's a lot. Looks like the... Right, they just need to get that build. So even though they'll get this build and it'll boost the desirability, the problem I usually find is that the houses then start complaining of something else, and it's usually the food. Yeah, they're not getting enough. They need 2 different food types. So if I'm not bringing enough meat into the actual system, then that's a problem. So yeah, protein, grains, struggling on the grains. Was seriously, well, we're okay on vegetables actually. We're struggling just a bit on the grains, but we're quite a ways behind on protein. I was kind of hoping that might have sorted it out, but once we get the actual cows and more of them, we'll be fine. Oh, got a different coloured cow. Ah, cool. And a moo to you too. Yeah, so we've now got 3. So once we get them up the desired, we've got it set for 10 for the herd size. Then you've got choices where they'll, once they get above that level, they'll start to slaughter them, they'll start to get more meat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that dirt road away now, because it was getting in the way for the cows. Nope, still getting in the way. Let's not bother with that one then. I mean, the space is a bit tight as it is because we're overlapping with the pond down there, plus that tower. I wonder if I can get them to knock there. That's a thicket. Let's take that out of the way. Yeah, I can't really select anything. Oh, there's one down there we'll probably remove. I mean, there's only 3 of them at the moment anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But the more room the merrier. So yeah, that one's up to 42%. So that one there, even though it's at 42%, there's just not enough like variety in the food, and that's what I'm not gonna. They're just not gonna upgrade the house for that reason. So I mean, not too bad. It looks like I'm just only one short, but I'm gonna need more people, and I'm gonna have to find a way to produce a lot more gold. It's probably a case of going out and trying to mine more things, make more things, and selling them to the trader. The only catch is, well, yeah, I need to pay more attention to what's going on with the trader, otherwise I'm missing out opportunities to sell things and maybe buy things cheaply and sell them on later on cheaper, at a higher price rather. So yeah, I'm very much reliant on that trader, but I keep missing him. So, still not quite there to be able to take this up to level 2. Getting there, just not quite there. And that's all for another episode.